Hello, I'm Dr. Terry Susan Fine, Content Specialist for the Florida Joint Center for Citizenship, which is part of the School of Politics, Security, and International Affairs at the University of Central Florida in Orlando. Welcome to our Middle School Civics Highlights series. Today we're going to be examining the election and voting process at the local, state, and national levels. In Part 1, we will recognize the qualifications to seek election to local and state political offices. What are the qualifications to seek election to local and state political offices in Florida? These qualifications include that no person may hold elected office in Florida unless that person is a U.S. citizen, a Florida resident, a registered voter, and at least 18 years old. As we will soon learn, not every office has these same qualifications. These are the minimum qualifications to run for any office. City and county charters may have additional requirements. For example, cities and counties may require that candidates be older than 18 to hold office, or to live in the city or county or a district within the city or county to represent that geographic area. So we see here in the establishment of these different Florida electoral and election districts, this concept of representation rings true. The idea that in order for somebody to represent an area, they need to understand and know the area. And the best way to understand and to know the area would be to live in that area. Let's take a look at the qualifications to serve as governor and lieutenant governor of the state of Florida. Notice that the qualifications are the exact same. Minimum age of 30 years, minimum residency of 5 years, U.S. citizen, which is true for any public office in the country and any public office in Florida, of course, and no more than 2 4-year terms as a term limit. Let's first talk about why the lieutenant governor has to have the same qualifications as the governor. That's because the lieutenant governor immediately becomes governor if the governor is unable to serve, if they become incapacitated and they can no longer serve in the role. If the governor dies while in office, or if the governor gets caught up in a scandal and resigns, or if the governor is asked to take a different job and that governor doesn't want to wait till the end of their term to take it, such as running a foundation, running a company. The governor could even get appointed to serve out the term of a senator who leaves office early. So there's various circumstances in which the lieutenant governor would immediately take over as governor, and thus the governor must have the same qualifications to serve as governor. Now, looking at the 2 4-year term limit, what that means is that the governor can serve no more than 2 4-year terms, whether they are consecutive or non-consecutive. So a governor could run for re-election, the governor could win re-election and serve the second 4-year term, or the governor might lose re-election and then 4 years later come back seeking election and then get elected. So one way or the other, whether consecutive or not, 2 4-year terms is the limit for the governor. The lieutenant governor also runs with the governor. They share a ticket. That's the phrase that we use, where when a person goes to vote, they can't choose a governor and choose a lieutenant governor. They choose the pairing. And by choosing the pairing or the team called the slate, that's how they get elected, which means that the lieutenant governor stays on as governor, at least for the first 4-year term, and then possibly for a second 4-year term. What about the State House of Representatives? To be in the State House of Representatives, a person must be 21 years of age, living in Florida for at least 2 years, and they must live in the district that they represent. A person who serves in the House of Representatives may serve no more than 4 two-year terms, so that's 8 years. For the Senate, State Senate that is, minimum age 21 years, 2 years a resident in Florida, live in the district that they represent, and again, no more than 2 four-year terms. So the term limit for senators is the same for governor and lieutenant governor because it is in total, it's 8 years. And that's the same to be a member of the House of Representatives because they have a 2-year term, it's 4 terms that they can serve, and that's also a total of 8 years. Thank you for joining me for Middle School Civics Highlights. Do you still have questions? Please contact us using the information that appears on the screen. Till next time, I'm Dr. Terry Susan Fine. Thank you for joining me.